Picture this. 1 year from today, your life looks nothing like it does right now, and your bank account doesn't just have an extra zero, it has $100 million. Sounds impossible, right? But the truth is, people are doing it every single year. New names appear on the rich lists, people who came from nothing and built fortunes in record time. So, how did they do it? And more importantly, how could you do it? In this video, we're going to break down the secrets the ultra wealthy don't want you to know, the exact strategies, mindsets, and opportunities that can create life changing wealth faster than most people can even imagine. Before we dive in, make sure you smash the like button. It helps this message reach more ambitious people just like you. And don't forget to hit subscribe right now so you never miss our deep dives into money, success, and financial freedom. Stay with us until the very end because we're going to reveal the step-by-step blueprint to going from zero to $100 million in just 12 months. Wealth is not built in your hands. It is built in your mind first. And that's why the mindset of the ultra wealthy is where everything begins. The average person thinks about earning a paycheck. They think about trading hours for dollars. But the math will never add up to 100 million in a single year. The wealthy think differently. They think in terms of multiplication and scale. A millionaire asks, how can I make $10,000 more this month? But a billionaire asks, how can I make 10 million more this month without working harder? The difference is leverage. Leverage of money, of people, of systems, and of technology. If you work 40 hours a week, you only control 2,000 hours in a year. But if you hire 1,000 people who each work 40 hours a week, suddenly you control 2 million hours in a year. That is how the wealthy expand their power, not by working harder, but by multiplying their time through others. And to get there, you must delete the beliefs that hold most people back. The belief that wealth takes a lifetime. The belief that money only comes slowly. The belief that hard work alone is enough. Hard work makes you tired. Smart work makes you rich. Wealth is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being the one who can assemble the smartest people, give them a vision, and multiply their results at scale. The single greatest word that separates the rich from the poor is leverage. And if you understand this one concept deeply, you can compress decades of wealth into a single year. Financial leverage is the first form, and this means using other people's money instead of your own. The ultra-wealthy rarely risk only their savings. They raise capital from banks, from investors, from venture capitalists, and sometimes even from customers through pre-sales or subscriptions. Jeff Bezos did not pay for every book Amazon sold out of his own pocket. Elon Musk did not fund every Tesla that rolled off the line with his savings. They attracted billions because investors believed in their vision. The second form is people leverage. You cannot reach $100 million alone. You will need a team, a network, an army of people executing the plan while you guide the vision. Too many entrepreneurs fail because they try to do everything themselves, answering emails, designing graphics, writing all the code. That is small thinking. Your role is not to do tasks. Your role is to multiply leaders who can lead teams and scale results far beyond what you could achieve alone. The third form is technology leverage. In today's world, you can reach 1 billion people with a single click, and that has never been possible before in human history. One viral video can move millions of products overnight. One piece of software can power $1 billion company. One AI system can replace the work of an entire office. Technology is the amplifier of the 21st century, and those who ignore it will always stay small. The fourth form is distribution leverage. The wealthiest people don't just sell products, they control the flow of products. Netflix doesn't produce every movie, it controls the platform. Amazon doesn't make every item, it controls the marketplace. Apple doesn't code every app, it controls the App Store. Whoever owns the distribution owns the wealth. If you want 100 million in a year, stop asking what product to sell and start asking how you can own the flow of products, information, or attention. Now let's talk about the vehicles that can actually carry you to $100 million in a single year, because not every business model has the capacity to scale that fast. The first and most powerful vehicle is technology and software. Software is written once and sold millions of times. The cost of replication is nearly zero, and that is why tech founders become billionaires faster than anyone else. Look at Zoom. During the pandemic, their user base jumped from 10 million to over 300 million monthly users almost overnight, and their revenue exploded into the billions. That is the power of scalability. The second vehicle is finance and investments. Hedge funds, private equity firms, and investment managers can move billions with a single deal. And they do it not by owning all the money, but by directing other people's money. When you manage capital at scale, the profits can reach 9 or 10 figures very quickly. The third vehicle is media and attention. In today's economy, attention is the new currency. If you can capture it and direct it, you can monetize it into massive wealth. MrBeast transformed YouTube videos into a 9-figure empire. Kylie Jenner turned her Instagram following into a billion-dollar cosmetics brand. Attention is leverage, and when you control it, you can spin it into nearly any business at massive scale. The fourth vehicle is e-commerce and consumer products. When paired with strong distribution and a compelling brand, a product can skyrocket to hundreds of millions in sales within months. Think of Prime Hydration by Logan Paul and KSI. It hit over 250 million in its first year. The fifth vehicle is real estate and infrastructure. While often slower to scale, the right real estate deals can also generate 100 million in a year, but usually through large development projects and heavy use of leverage. The principle is simple. If you want 100 million in 12 months, you cannot rely on linear growth. You need exponential growth. Traditional businesses grow 1, 2, 3, 4. Wealth vehicles grow 1, 10, 1,000, 10,000. Exponential growth is the only path. So how do you actually put this into action? How do you go from the idea of making 100 million in a year to a concrete plan you can execute? The first step is choosing the right market, because the market is more important than the product. If you enter a small pond, even with the best fishing skills, you cannot catch a whale. But if you step into an ocean, the possibilities are limitless. You need a market that is massive, growing, and hungry for solutions. The second step is creating an irresistible offer. People don't pay for average, they pay for extraordinary value. Your offer must solve a painful problem, deliver it faster or better than anyone else, and be packaged in a way that makes saying yes the only logical choice. The wealthy don't sell products, they sell transformations, they sell dreams, they sell outcomes that people desperately want. The third step is building a scalable system. You cannot rely on effort alone. You must build processes that can operate without you. This means automation, delegation, and systemization. A business that depends on you personally will cap out quickly, but a system that works without you can grow endlessly. The fourth step is funding and raising capital. To scale fast, you need resources, and the fastest way to acquire resources is to use other people's money. Investors, banks, partners, and even customers can provide the capital needed to expand quickly. Remember, it's not about owning 100% of a small pie. It's about owning a slice of a massive empire. The fifth step is marketing and distribution at scale. You can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it dies in silence. Marketing is the oxygen of rapid growth, and distribution is the bloodstream. If you want 100 million in a year, you must master the art of getting massive attention and converting it into massive sales. That means leveraging social media, influencers, paid advertising, and global distribution networks to spread your product or service faster than anyone else. These 5 steps form the foundation of the blueprint, and when executed with precision, they can create the kind of exponential growth that turns dreams into reality. Let's look at some real examples of people who achieved explosive wealth, because stories prove what is possible. Take Kylie Jenner. She leveraged her social media following and launched a cosmetics brand that hit hundreds of millions in revenue within a single year. And she did it not by inventing makeup, but by mastering attention and distribution. Look at Brian Chesky and the Airbnb founders. They took a simple idea of renting out air mattresses in an apartment, and within a few years built a platform valued in the billions with explosive growth that shocked the hotel industry. Or think about Sam Bankman-Fried and the crypto exchanges. Love him or hate him, he scaled a platform into billions in record time by capturing the wave of cryptocurrency when it was booming. These stories reveal the pattern. Number one, timing matters. Catching a wave of explosive demand is critical. Number two, scalability matters. The business model must be able to serve millions without collapsing. Number three, leverage matters. No one does it alone. Capital, technology, and distribution are always involved. So if you're serious about 100 million in a year, you need to ask yourself three questions. What massive trend can I catch before it peaks? What system or model can I build that scales without me? And what forms of leverage can I use so that growth multiplies instead of crawling? When you find the answers, you move from theory into action. And that is when exponential wealth creation begins. Now let's address the myths that hold most people back. Because before you can act, you must clear away the lies that society feeds you. The first myth is that getting rich takes a lifetime. But the truth is, fortunes can be built in a matter of months if the right conditions exist. The second myth is that you need to start with money. But the reality is most billion-dollar companies started with little more than an idea and the courage to raise capital. The third myth is that you need to be a genius. Yet history shows that the wealthiest people are rarely the smartest in the room. They are the ones who know how to organize smart people around a bold vision. Another dangerous myth is that hard work alone leads to wealth. Hard work is necessary, but if effort alone created riches, then every laborer and every exhausted employee would be wealthy. Wealth comes from leverage, not labor. And finally, there is the myth that playing it safe is wise. Playing it safe keeps you small. The biggest fortunes are made by those willing to take calculated risks with asymmetric upside, meaning the potential gain is massive while the potential loss is limited. By destroying these myths in your mind, you free yourself to think like the ultra-wealthy. You begin to understand that time does not have to be slow, that money does not have to be scarce, and that opportunity is not limited to the chosen few. Wealth is built by those who think differently, who act boldly, and who refuse to be chained by the false beliefs of the crowd. Another secret to building massive wealth quickly is the power of networks and influence. Money flows through people, and the bigger your network, the more opportunities come your way. The wealthy do not spend time only with friends who think small. They deliberately place themselves in rooms where billion-dollar ideas are being discussed. If you 100 million in a year, you must learn how to build relationships with investors, with mentors, with industry leaders, and with people who already control resources. Influence is another form of leverage. When people trust you, when they believe in your vision, doors open that money alone could never unlock. A single introduction can change your entire destiny. A single partnership can multiply your results overnight. That is why networking is not about collecting business cards. It is about building genuine trust and creating value for others so that they want to see you win. Remember this, opportunities do not appear out of thin air. They flow through relationships. If you are isolated, you are invisible. If you are connected, you are unstoppable. One of the fastest ways to compress time and reach massive goals is to connect yourself to the right people, because the right person can save you years of struggle and connect you directly to the resources you need to grow at lightning speed. Now let's talk about financial engineering, the hidden tool that the wealthy use to multiply money far faster than ordinary people can imagine. Most people think wealth comes from earning, saving, and investing slowly. But the ultra-wealthy understand that the real game is played with other people's money. Banks, hedge funds, and corporations don't wait decades. They structure deals that unlock millions or even billions instantly. Consider how private equity firms operate. They buy companies using borrowed money, they improve operations, and then they sell at a massive profit. Their own capital invested may be small, but the leverage makes the returns enormous. Or think about entrepreneurs who pre-sell their product before it even exists, using customer payments as the funding to build it. That is financial engineering at work, turning nothing into something through smart structuring. The key is to stop asking how much money you personally have and start asking how much money you can control. Control is the language of the wealthy. When you control assets, capital, and cash flow, even if it isn't all yours, you gain the power to move at a speed that others cannot match. This is how fortunes are built in a single year, not by slow accumulation, but by multiplying through financial structures designed to accelerate growth. Another critical piece of the puzzle is having an exit strategy, because making 100 million in a year usually happens at the moment of a big liquidity event. This could be selling your company, taking it public through an IPO, or merging with a larger corporation. Wealth is often created on paper first, through the growth of the business's value, and then converted into cash at the exit. Think about Instagram. It was sold to Facebook for $1 billion less than 2 years after launch. The founders didn't slowly save their way there. They built something valuable fast, scaled it rapidly, and then exited. Or consider WhatsApp, which was acquired for $19 billion, creating billionaires overnight. These events prove that a well-timed exit can generate more wealth in a single transaction than decades of traditional work. That means from day one, you must build with the end in mind. Ask yourself, who could acquire this business? Who would value this platform? What larger player might see me as the perfect piece to complete their empire? When you think this way, you're not just building a business, you're building a wealth vehicle designed to deliver a massive payday in record time. But making 100 million is only half the battle. The other half is keeping it. History is full of people who became rich quickly and then lost it all just as fast because they never developed the mindset or discipline required to preserve wealth. Lottery winners, athletes, even entrepreneurs who cashed out too soon often return to zero because they confuse luck with skill. The wealthy understand that maintaining money requires a different set of habits. First, you must protect capital. That means diversifying your assets, avoiding reckless spending, and putting systems in place that guard against loss. Second, you must continue to grow. Money that sits still loses value to inflation, but money that is invested wisely compounds. Third, you must manage lifestyle creep. When people suddenly become rich, they often inflate their lifestyle so fast that expenses spiral out of control. The secret is to see wealth as a tool, not a toy. Money should be directed toward creating freedom, security, and impact, not just fleeting pleasures. If you can master the art of not only making wealth but sustaining it, then you move from being temporarily rich to permanently wealthy. And that is the true endgame. So let's bring everything together into a clear vision of how $100 million in a single year can actually happen. First, you rewire your mindset. You stop thinking in terms of hours and paychecks and start thinking in terms of scale and leverage. Second, you choose a high-growth vehicle, whether it's technology, finance, media, consumer products, or real estate, something that can multiply rapidly instead of growing slowly. Third, you use leverage, financial leverage, people leverage, technology leverage, and distribution leverage to expand far beyond what you could achieve alone. Fourth, you execute with precision, creating irresistible offers, raising capital, marketing at scale, and building systems that run without you. And fifth, you plan your exit, because the true wealth explosion comes when you position your business or platform for acquisition, partnership, or public offering. This path is not easy, it is not safe, and it is not for the faint of heart. But it is real, and it is possible, and people are proving it every year. The question is whether you will watch from the sidelines or step onto the field. Remember, 100 million in a year is not about luck. It is about leverage, timing, and execution. If you commit to thinking bigger, acting bolder, and surrounding yourself with the right people, the impossible starts to look inevitable. So if you're ready for that journey, if you're serious about rewriting your story, then take these secrets, apply them with courage, and build the kind of wealth that most only dream about. And before you go, remember this: knowledge without action is worthless. You now have the blueprint, the secrets, and the mindset, but none of it matters unless you take the first step. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment will never come. Start where you are with what you have and build from there. Every empire begins with a single decision to act. If you gained value from this video, make sure you hit the like button right now. It helps us reach more people who are hungry for success, just like you. And if you haven't already, Subscribe to the channel so you never miss the strategies, stories, and lessons that can change your financial future forever. Stay with us because this is just the beginning. Together, we're going to explore deeper, uncover more opportunities, and give you the tools to play the game of wealth at the highest level. Your journey to 100 million starts today, and the only thing standing between you and that future is the action you choose to take right now.